So remember, he said it in his
But wait a minute, Corey, hold
statement.
on. He didn't even get a background check. That's number one. Get your background check. You're dealing with kids.
Understood, right?
And that's regardless of what you look like.
So what we're talking about, Britne and Dominque, is we're talking about a school employee, correct? Like if you are a school employee, if you are hired by the school district, you have to follow these rules, right?
Right.
I didn't know.
He was a volunteer coach.
And that's
volunteers still have to get background checks. You're dealing with kids. Kids are different.
Understood.
Okay. You still gotta follow, because if something happens, then who's responsible for that now?
I guarantee you, a lot of them kids don't live in the area that's supposed to be for that school. That's illegal. You can't. You supposed to live where you live. But a lot of these coaches, hold on. I see you loading up, Britne. Let me cook. A lot of these coaches, a lot of these principals and people in these schools and stuff like that, in order to win, because winning is what brings in more money and winning is what keeps funding these big old schools, they will house these children. That is illegal. You can't do that. These are paid coaches. These are paid coaches by the school or by the school district or whatever how it's set up. Those are paid workers of the school. Teddy Bridgewater was a volunteer. Now, had this been Teddy Bridgewater was getting paid by the school and he was somehow funneling the school money, I could see that being the problem. Teddy was not receiving a single dime and was spending his own money. So first off, you are now you're not a technical payroll school employee. You are a volunteer football coach.
Britne, he's a volunteer football coach that's representing that school. You're representing that school.
Okay.
If it's a camp, if it's a camp that he created and it's off school grounds, by all means, do what you want to do, right? You could do what you want to do, but you are on school grounds representing that school. Those kids belong to that football program that belongs to that school. You have to then abide and by those rules. Unfortunately, yes, I'm with you. There's a lot of illegal stuff that goes on, whether we see it as them just being good people and doing the right thing, and I'm with you with that. But there's still policies in place that you have to follow. And volunteers I'm gonna say this again, volunteers with kids still have to get background checks.
There was an incident that happened. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but Teddy Bridgewater, quarterback, retired NFL quarterback, went back to coach his high school alma mater. And
won a state championship.
They suspended him. They won a championship in the first year. The second year, he got suspended because he got kids that live in inner city America in the hood, and he was paying for Ubers for them to get home so they didn't have to walk. Yep. And when they found out about it, they suspended him indefinitely. And he was
doing a little bit more than that. He was getting them Ubers.
Let's hear what they said on the news.
Gotcha.
Bridgewater is an absolute legend here at Northwestern Senior High School. In his first year as coach of the Bulls, he brings home a state title. So what's the problem? Well, according to his own admission, he spent thousands of his own dollars helping his players in one way or another, and that's against the rules. When Teddy Bridgewater came back to coach his alma mater, he said he did it to give back to his community.
The joy that I get from just arriving here every day is it can't be matched.
The school suspended Bridgewater because he had spent thousands of dollars, his own money, on Uber rides, meals, and other benefits for his players, all prohibited by the Florida High School Athletic Association. There's another issue at play, though. The fact that Bridgewater coached the team, but never went through the background check process, which is mandatory for everyone dealing with kids in the district. And he admits it, saying, I never signed a contract to become a coach or a head coach at Miami Northwestern. It's not about me coaching. It's not about the snakes in the building or any adult. It's simply about the kids.
Honestly, I think everyone knows that I'm just a cheerful guy, a cheerful giver as well. And I'm a protector. I'm a father first before anything. And when I decided to coach, those players became my sons. And I want to make sure that I just protect them in the best way that I can. And, I think that's what came about. Minding up lessons in a tough neighborhood, and sometimes things can happen when kids are walking home and different things like that. So I just try to protect them, give them ride home instead of having to take those dangerous walks. But I just want people to continue to see me for the person that I've been, from the time I arrived in the NFL, from the time that I arrived at University of Louisville. Just a humble guy who has a big heart and a cheerful giver.
Corey, is this unfair to Teddy Bridgewater?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's blatantly obvious. So obviously they've never seen anybody in the state of Texas play football. Coaches do that shit all the time.
Every day.
Listen, they'll move a kid from across the state to come and play. They'll buy a house for his parents to come and watch him play. I mean, for them to come play for their high school.
Or have him with the coach.
This dude was doing nothing but spending his own money to keep his players safe, to keep them fed, because he was also buying like food for not the vending machines, but the grand, like what I'm talking about, the vendors, like he bought nachos, hot dogs, all of that stuff, so the people at the game have an opportunity to get food. This dude was doing this out of his own pocket, right? And for some reason, because he came in and literally won a state championship and probably one of the hardest states in the United States to win a state championship in high school football, he comes in to win his first year. He's got to be something, you know what I mean? And the fact that he was taking an inner city school and giving them, some luxuries that they're not afforded to every year. You understand what I'm saying? Then all of a sudden it's a problem. And that's crazy. And he told them, like, look, if this is an issue, right, I'll just step down, because for one, he was a volunteer coach. He didn't sign a contract with the school district, right? He was there just coaching the football team. That's all he's doing. And he's using his own money to afford his teammates some of the stuff that the other schools get. Like, what's wrong with that? Like, there is nothing wrong with that at all. And you have to show me in the rule book where it says a coach can't buy you a sandwich if you're hungry. That's some crazy shit.
It's a lot of sandwiches, though. They say he spent thousands of dollars.
You gotta buy. If you buy one, you gotta buy them all, right?
Arby's.
It must have Arby's. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man.
Dominque, are rules? I mean, should he have found another way to funnel that money? Because people use boosters and stuff like that for that. They shouldn't come directly from the coach. Was he just untactful about it? He wasn't tactful enough. Like, he directly giving them money for Ubers and lunch and what, hey, your mama look nice, man. Give her this $1,500. Man, I don't know. What was he doing? How that is in Florida.
He was spending the school funds.
He's a millionaire. He's quarterback for over 10 years, so he's got millions. He went back to his old high school to coach and help that community.
So here's the thing, right? And Nikki Barnes said this: a rule ain't a rule if it ain't a jewel, and right. But so is everyone being held accountable to that rule? So as long as the school was consistent in the suspension, then I'm fine with the decision. So if your policy is that you are not to give anyone anything over $25 in cash, that's most companies' policies. You were supposed to provide like maybe a gift card. So what he could have done is bought a bunch of Starbucks gift cards in the amount of $25 and passed it out. So he didn't follow the policy. And, oftentimes people who are millionaires believe that they're above following the policy or above the everyday inconveniences that everybody else has. And so that's where I lean towards, as long as they were consistent in their policy and procedure, I have no issue. Likely they were not. Is the coach black?
Yes.
It's hell.
Yeah. So, are there other millionaire coaches that were on the team doing these things? So that's what I would need to know. Were they consistent when other coaches gave money and things like that? How did those coaches disperse the money? What did the investigation look like? So that's
okay. So here we go. So Dom, this is the story in a nutshell.
So yeah, but like, I'm curious to know like all those kinds of facts though, because when you fire a black coach, there's all of those things to me at play: policy and procedure, consistency in decision making.
It's not that deep though. It's really not. And the simple fact is that he coached an inner city school that they broke as hell. They don't have a booster club. Booster club feeds kids on Thursday nights before the game on Friday. Feed them a bunch of pasta and stuff, get them a bunch of carbs. These kids never had that. All he did was provided this for them.
But it is that deep, though, Corey. When you work for a school, when you work for any company or any institution, especially when you're talking about an institution that's government ran, there's policy and procedure. And if you don't follow it, no matter what your intention was, the intention doesn't always match the impact. So he could have intended to do a variety of things. And some kids might complain about favoritism if all the kids didn't get it.
All the kids got it. Every single last one of them.
At that school.
So here's
correct. So if there's policy and procedure so like in New York, for instance, we have PAL. That policy and procedure is going to apply to all the schools that are involved in the PAL.
Okay, so if I don't have a booster club that can feed my kids, so then that means no school in Florida can have it, right? Because it's got to be equal, correct?
No, you're supposed to feed your kids. So
okay, these parents, these people at this school cannot afford that. We talking about some kids that live in the hood,
which is true.
All of that, just like there are programs and systems, Corey. So like if all I'm saying is if he did not follow those things and violated the policies, I don't have a problem with the decision making.
Hold on. So
Britne got a unique perspective, y'all. Britne she works in the school system. What was I supposed to say that? I'm sorry. Well, Britne got a unique perspective.
Sure was not, but it's all right.
Well,
no,
psych.
You gotta that's a squeaky wheel.
No, I'm like, I think his heart was in the right place, right? I really think his heart was in the right place. What I'm saying is not necessarily what he did wrong by he thought his generosity would do well in the community, and it really did, to be honest with you. But I'm also with Dom as well. There are certain policies and procedures that you have to abide by, especially when it comes to schools, right? And there's other urban schools in that same district, right? So your kids got it, but the other kids get it, and they communicate with one another. I'm with you, Corey, but there's always ways to get around to get around those policies and procedures. He just had to go through the right channels. You could do that. You could do that for your hold on. You could do that for your kids. Just go through the right channels. There's always ways to get through that.
Like, all he needed to do is just create.
So we're talking. So remember, he said it in his.
But wait a minute, Corey. Hold on. He didn't even get a background check. That's number one. Get your background check. You're dealing with kids.
Understood, right?
And that's regardless of what you look like.
So what we're talking about, Britne and Dominque, is we're talking about a school employee, correct? Like if you are a school employee, if you are hired by the school district, you have to follow these rules, right?
Right.
I didn't know.
He was a volunteer coach.
And that's
volunteers still have to get background checks. You're dealing with kids. Kids are different.
Understood.
Kids are different. You still gotta follow, because if something happens, then who's responsible for that now?
Okay, so let's say they go through the background check, right? Boom, he passes the background check because it's Teddy Bridgewater. We know who
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. It's Teddy Bridgewater, right? Here's my thing about this. You go to Texas, you go to Cali, you go to other schools in Florida. There are so many of these big schools that are non-private, because private school is different. You can be anywhere you want, but you want to go to this school, you can pay to go there. That's cool. Public school, you have to be in a certain area to be allowed to be at that school.
Depends on if it's public or charter. Yes.
But for the most part, a lot of these big old public schools with these big old powerhouse teams and these, these $1 million stadiums like Texas and California got a lot. I guarantee you, a lot of them kids don't live in the area that's supposed to be for that school. That's illegal. You can't, you're supposed to live where you live. But a lot of these coaches, hold on. I see you loading up, Britne. Let me cook. A lot of these coaches, a lot of these principals and people in these schools and stuff like that, in order to win, because winning is what brings in more money and winning is what keeps funding these big old schools, they will house these children. That is illegal. You can't do that. These are paid coaches. These are paid coaches by the school or by the school district or whatever how it's set up. Those are paid workers of the school. Teddy Bridgewater was a volunteer. Now, had this been Teddy Bridgewater was getting paid by the school and he was somehow funneling the school money, I could see that being the problem. Teddy was not receiving a single dime and was spending his own money. So first off, you are now you're not a technical payroll school employee. You are a volunteer football coach.
Britne, he's a volunteer football coach that's representing that school. You're representing that school.
Okay.
If it's a camp, if it's a camp that he created and it's off school grounds, by all means, do what you want to do, right? You could do what you want to do, but you are on school grounds representing that school. Those kids belong to that football program that belongs to that school. You have to then abide and by those rules. Unfortunately, yes, I'm with you. There's a lot of illegal stuff that goes on, whether we see it as them just being good people and doing the right thing, and I'm with you with that, but there's still policies in place that you have to follow. And volunteers I'm gonna say this again, volunteers with kids still have to get background checks.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this. As much as we're talking about Teddy Bridgewater at the high school level, why were we not talking about Brett Favre this much at the college level?
Who said we wasn't talking about it this much?
No, nobody was.
I'm
we
sorry.
Heard, hold on. We heard.
I'm not nobody.
We heard the news about Brett Favre, and he was in the news for about 2.5 days before that shit went quiet.
Everybody was talking about that
because
shit.
Teddy Bridgewater is who he is. Now we're he's suspended indefinitely, and this and the third. And the thing about it is this is a personal thing for me. My thing about it is so many of these underprivileged communities, right? They get these athletes that make it out and make something of themselves, and they complain and they cry that these athletes that leave don't come back and do nothing for the community. So first off, I want to talk to whoever decided to snitch, because Teddy Bridgewater decided to come back.
Somebody decided to say something.
Teddy Bridgewater who made it. Teddy Bridgewater made it, came back and was funneling his own money to support. And y'all won a state championship. Like Corey said, do you know how hard? Let alone, it was a state championship, let alone in the state of Florida. Do you know how hard it is to win a state championship in a powerhouse state like that? In your first year of being there?
Chris, I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, but I'm saying Teddy Bridgewater, to avoid all this, because unfortunately, yes, you do have people who are jealous and who are this and who are that and will snitch. It's just unfortunate that those coaches and stuff that you're talking about, they haven't got snitched on. Okay, my high school growing up, they did the same thing that those schools y'all were talking about by grabbing kids from other neighborhoods. Guess what happened? Eventually somebody got tired because they kept winning, and they snitched on them and they got punished for it. Look, I understand his heart is great, but there's always ways to get around the rules. There's ways to go through the proper channels of getting around those rules. He could have did the same thing. Just go through the right channels.
Let me ask you another question, right? As a football coach, right? Anybody in that authoritative position, right? You are now in charge and of care of those young men under you, correct? Is it not in my job description to make sure that those young men are okay?
Through the policy and procedure, Chris.
But let me ask you.
Hold on. I disagree. Hold on. I disagree, because if the policy and procedure,
that's why he got fired.
If the policy and procedure is not providing a safe way home for these kids, then I'm going to do that.
But Chris, before you volunteered, let's start from the beginning. Before he volunteered, why couldn't he look back, checked out the full landscape of what's going on, the community that he's in before he even started the job, and put things in motion prior? So when he then becomes a volunteer head coach, now you're dealing with the team. You got things set up in place for these kids. It most likely would have got approved. Like, they're not most school. Well, I ain't gonna say most, because there's some red tape you got to jump through, unfortunately, based off what you look like, unfortunately. But a lot of school, you're going to have somebody there that's going to fight for you to get exactly what you want for these kids. And they're going to fight for these kids. So he could have set up things prior to him even starting this job.
Which way can you
allocate his privilege? Essentially,
which way can you beat the system quicker, outside of it or in it?
But quicker doesn't always mean you're
scenario,
going to get the success you want.
But also, like, did he even try to go through any channels? Did he try to get resources? Did he try to get resources from the administration? Because things like Uber rides and things like that can be covered, you know, if you go through the proper channels. Okay, so you're traveling after 9 p.m. Those traveling after 9 p.m. should be getting this. Me, Teddy Bridgewater, I'm willing to fund this program. He didn't do any of that. And that's all that I'm trying to say. That's what Britney's trying to say.
You don't know that, though.
But I will.
You don't know that.
I'm asking the question.
Brittany,
we don't know that.
I will put some accountability on the school as well, because he volunteered without a background check. Like, how do you allow that to happen? That shouldn't have slipped through the track.
How do you follow one policy but not other?
Right.
Like,
where they absolutely deserve some blame. Whoever that district is absolutely deserves some blame. Like, if I'm not saying, I don't know this man. I don't think Teddy Bridges would ever in his life do it. At least I hope and pray he wouldn't. But this could have been somebody who all of a sudden want to have fun with kids in an inappropriate way. Then what happens? But you allowed him to work, and he hasn't had a background check, fingerprints, nothing. So they both so the district absolutely deserves their part in this situation as well.
And if they're not treating all people the same,
right,
they need to be torched.
Right.
All right, good point, Shaw. I appreciate it, man. Well, hey, look, let's go end it, man. We right at 2 hours and 30 minutes, 2 hours 37 minutes, man. I appreciate everybody. This is what I need everybody to do, though. We done dwindled down to about 200, little over 200 people here. The show is over. We're about to end it, but what I need y'all to do, man, this will be greatly appreciated. We had a guest on. She was awesome. She just started her podcast. I mean, she's not even 2 months old yet, right? So I need everybody. If I can get 200 y'all right now to leave here and go straight to No Bull Podcast, and if you type that into YouTube, you'll find it, or you can go to my description box and click the link. If I can get all 220 y'all to go over there and give her a sub, that'd be really dope, man. So I appreciate y'all. Any last words for our guests? What's your thoughts? Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, I had a blast. This was my first panel ever. It was nothing like I expected it to be, which makes that the best part. I really enjoyed it.
What did you expect, though?
I'm curious about this one.
That's a loaded question. It was better than what I expected, if that makes any sense. I enjoyed the perspective. Y'all opened up my mind.
Fair enough, man. All right, but
hold on. Before we end it, there were some ones in the chat. So I'm a man of my word. What I have been drinking on all night tonight is Blackberry Crown, red Kool-Aid, lemonade, and Sprite.
That shit looks like orange Vicks.
There you go. That is what I've been drinking on. I repeat it. Blackberry Crown. Blackberry Crown.
Why you got Dayquil over there? Come on now, Chris. Stop. Get off Dayquil.
I'm gonna mute you. I'm a Blackberry Crown, red Kool-Aid, lemonade, and Sprite. Y'all enjoy it. And that's courtesy of ChatGPT. ChatGPT made this drink, y'all.
What you got that on for, man?
I almost forgot.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I almost forgot, man. Football season is almost here. Don't forget. I'm the 3-time defending champion in my fantasy football league, and I also am
Mel,
a champion of a pick'em
this jersey
league.
off, Mel. I will take this jersey off.
Hey,
what title is
I will take this jersey off, Mel.
Last time he won, Brianna, was 2022.
Last time he won,
Brianna.
Sorry.
Let's say.
Can we just call you
Brianna? My bad, Brit, tonight.
I won in 2024. I won in 2023.
I heard that, Corey. Get you.
Yeah. Listen, Mel, I will take this jersey off. Don't make me do it. Put that belt down.
Well, look, listen.
I will.
Just in case y'all ain't never seen one of these before. You ever seen one of these, Brianna?
For like WWE.
Oh, we saw the belt.
I don't see what it is.
Randy Orton.
Cowboys got 5 rings too.
Well, I'm Randy Orton in my fantasy football league. Hey, appreciate y'all for joining the stream.
Are you? Because Randy Orton hasn't held a champion. Randy Orton hasn't held a championship in like 10 years.
That's exactly what he is.
Sound like you need to be.
Yeah. Go ahead and be Randy Orton.
Mel, sound like you need to be a Cowboys fan.
Mel is the Dallas Cowboys of the group right now.
Right.
Have you ever held one of these before, Corey? You got close, but I beat you.
Oh no, I won. Oh no, I won.
Hey, Corey.
I've won more recently than you have.
Hey, Corey.
You know what, Corey? I'm gonna hit you on that one. He is 6'6".
Bull crap.
Mel is that high school quarterback that didn't go to the league and stayed around town. Still
Mel,
living in that high school.
If I didn't go to the league, then I'm a 3-time champion.
You were 3-time state champion, fool. That ain't even our league.
That's GM.
Good job.
GM
That's a lie.
You ain't. That ain't even our league.
That's crazy.
Y'all just haters, man.
You ain't like Durham.
I'm the only one who got one of these though. Listen,
You know what?
Listen,
Hey,
isn't it weird that there's 6 of us here and there's only one person with this?
Yo, buddy.
It's only one person.
Listen, man.
No, this was given to me when I won.
Listen, I will respect whatever belt you win when you win it with some hair.
So check this out. So just so everybody knows, every year that Mel won it, he was the commissioner of the league.
Facts.
That should tell you everything that you need to know.
Facts.
Oh, he clutching the lead.
That's the
screenshot
clutch. He
whatever
clutching the
Britne
lead.
listed at the beginning. I'm screenshotting and then I'm checking it weekly.
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, man. Mel is the Black Roger Goodell.
No, Mel is the LeBron James of that league.
Mel is the Black Roger Goodell, man.
Britne, you ain't even in the league, so how would you know, Britne? Hey, look, it's just a lot of iteration, and
I heard enough.
If you could mix,
I heard enough.
if you could mix Roger Goodell, Geppetto, and a black man, you'd have Mel.
Hold on. So you gonna start this Britne aren't there? Hold on. So you know what they did, Britne? They made it so that we can't beat their ass again this season. Mel was fucking last.
Wait. Who's beat their ass? Who's beat their ass?
We kicked the boys' ass last season.
Y'all didn't. Wait. Hold on.
Don't make. Hold on. Wait. I got this. Dominique,
I got you, Mel. Hold on.
Let me say this. Don't make me remind my belt what ass feel like, because I can put belt to ass right now.
Season.
Dumb. Let's revisionist history will not be tolerated.
I'm not.
Hold on. Jay, shout out to our main man Jay, who couldn't make it tonight. Jay won the Pick'em League.
Okay.
I was number 2.
I beat
you.
Hold on.
You didn't beat all the men.
Number 2's the first to lose.
You didn't beat all the men.
Corey has a whole football podcast, and I don't know anything about it. And I waxed his ass. Mel was at the dead, but he was at the bottom.
So say that. So say you beat Mel, Corey, and Eric, but you didn't beat all the men. You didn't beat all the men.
Hold on, Dominique. But Dominique
did not beat me.
Dominique, didn't you admit? Hold on, Chris. Dominique, didn't you admit that you used Chat GPT for your
you cheated? You cheated. Yes, you did.
I just guessed.
No,
I guess right.
Do not make me go find those text messages.
Don't get mad at me.
Do not make me go find those text messages. I will go.
Boo boo right now.
Dominique, do not make me go find those text messages.
Looking like a Labubu talking about
do not make me go find them text messages. I will dig them shits up like a Hillary Clinton email. Do not make me go find them text messages.
Hold on. Just make sure, Chris, that when you choose the league this year, that it ends in the regular season.
I did. Y'all the ones that decided to fucking play this shit.
No. You created the league.
Nobody plays playoff pick'em.
The playoffs.
Nobody plays playoff pick'em.
Nobody plays it, but you chose. Then you set it up. Then why was it doing the playoffs?
Nobody plays
why
playoff
didn't it go
pick'em.
from regular season? I didn't know.
I appreciate.
We talk about how important the playoffs are. Now all of a sudden they're not important.
Nobody plays playoff pick'em. It's a regular season game.
All of a sudden, to prove your point, playoffs are not important. We talking about championships. You talking about regular season, man? Come on,
LeBron. That's crazy work.
Nah, Britne just won an asterisk ring. That's all. She won a Disney ring. That's all.
It's not
I play a full safety.
Ain't nobody worried about that ugly ass belt, man.
Ain't put that shit down.
It is ugly.
Put that shit down, man.
Hey, hold on. It's ugly because I didn't design it. I was in a different
What's the say on it?
All right, everybody. It was lovely having y'all on tonight. You guys have a good man. Stop it.
That's part of our family that I won that one.
Man,
Dominque.
Hey,
beginner's luck. Good job.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to the moderators
me
and
out.
the members.
I just want to know, did y'all leave us out of the Pick'em League?
No, I sent everybody an invite. I'm about to send it again because you know what? Black people don't know how to check their fucking emails. That's exactly what it is. That's all it is. Because every single one of you Negroes is I go in there because I'm thinking everybody done jump back in. I done made my picks for week 1. I go in there and to my surprise, ain't another black person in there. Upsetting.
You sent out an email and didn't tell us. Like how
I did. Whoa. Incorrect. I said I restarted the league and emails have been sent out. I can go find that text message and show you.
I didn't
find you something safe to do because I'm a good commissioner. I'm not Roger Goodell. I'm David Stern. Fuck you.
You don't want to be no
David Stern don't drink.
Right.
And on that note, I appreciated everybody. I had fun tonight, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Go get y'all a ChatGPT drink, man.
Cheers.
I'll probably go solo early in the week next week, and then y'all see us again on Friday for the full panel, man. I appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.
A chat.